In this video, I'm going to show you how you can get defined shoulders with dumbbells. Let's get right into it. First of all, my name is Himanshu. I help people transform their lives through fitness. You're clearly interested in that, so scroll down below, hit the subscribe and the post notification bell, and you'll never miss any of my uploads again. To begin, we need to know how the shoulder muscle is made up. It's pretty self-explanatory. In the front, you have the front delt. In the side, you have the side delt. And in the rear, you have the rear delt. Now, the shoulder insertions and how the shoulder looks may depend on person to person, but this is the basic structure of the shoulder. Now that we know that, we need to find exercises that will effectively target each part of the shoulder. Let's first start with the front delt. The main exercise that will give the bulk of your front delt growth would be a seated dumbbell press. This exercise is so good because it's versatile. You can do drop sets with it, or you can go heavy with it as well. To be honest, the shoulder muscle is a muscle that's not too big, but it's not too small either. That's why you have to have a combination of heavy weight and volume as well. This is why I will give you guys two exercises for each part of the shoulder so that you guys can go heavy with the first exercise and go light but high volume on the second exercise. When you perform the seated dumbbell press, make sure you have your shoulder blades down and back so that you properly engage your front delts. A mistake I see so many people make is that they go faster up than they come down. This is okay to some degree, but I see extremes pretty often. So make sure you guys control the weight up and down and not lose control of the weight when you're going up or down. Make sure you guys keep your core tight during this movement because it'll give your spine the stability that it needs to go through the movement. Also, make sure you guys don't arch your back during this movement. This will only give you lower back problems later down the line. I do this pretty often as well, so make sure you guys don't do it. The second exercise I recommend you guys do is front dumbbell raises. This is the exercise where you go light but high volume. The biggest mistake I see people make is that they use momentum to get the weight up and down. They swing the weight up and down, which is a big no-go. This is because you risk injuring yourself and you're literally not even working your front delts. You start incorporating other muscle groups, which is not what we want. So please make sure you guys don't swing the weight. Pick a weight that's suitable for you. The weight being heavy is the main reason that people use momentum to get the weight up and down. Also, with this exercise, you don't need to bring your weight too high. This will only increase the risk of you getting injured. What you need to be instead doing is coming up only halfway. This is the maximum contraction point of your front delt, so that's all you need. Another mistake I see people doing is that they bend their elbows too much when they bring the weight up. It's only natural to have some bend in your elbow, but if you have too much bend in your elbow, that means the weight is too heavy and you need to lower the weight a little bit. Bending the elbows too much also means that you're transferring the load of the weight to other parts of the arm, which is not what we want because we're not effectively training the front delts. And lastly, you want to be standing at shoulder width. This is what I found most comfortable when doing this exercise. So what I do and what you guys can do is target specific parts of the shoulder on specific shoulder days. So say you're focusing on front delts, you can do the two exercises that I mentioned here for front delts, and you can add on the other exercises, other main exercises that I tell you guys on top of that on your shoulder workout. Notice how I said main. This means the staple exercises that I give you guys and not the second exercises or the finishes as I like to call them. Now let's move on to the side delt. The exercise that got me the most growth of my side delt will be the dumbbell lateral raise, and I'm sure you guys would get the same results with that exercise as well. You can perform this exercise on its own or as a drop set or as a superset as well. This is what's so amazing about shoulder exercises because they're so versatile and you can switch them out with each other at any time. I recommend only doing drop sets or supersets if you're in a hurry to finish the workout, but other than that, you should be doing all the main exercises that I tell you guys on their own. Again, try not to swing the weight with this exercise as well. If you're having to swing the weight, that means the weight is too heavy for you. Make sure you guys have a slight bend at your elbow and you raise your elbow halfway through. This is where I've seen the most muscle fiber activation for the side delt. Honestly, I'm going to need like 10 hands to count the amount of people that made these two mistakes because they're so common. People either swing the weight or raise their elbows too high, so I'm letting you guys know that you shouldn't make the same mistake. You can do these seated or standing. I recommend you guys do these seated because it isolates your side delt a lot better. The second side delt exercise that you guys can do is dumbbell upright rows. In terms of form, this is an exercise that you can easily get wrong, so pay attention guys. When you guys do this, make sure you guys lean forward a little bit, have a slight bend at your torso, and then lift the weight up. Otherwise, if you keep your spine straight and do it, you'll actually train your traps instead of your side delts. You must hold the dumbbells slightly apart from shoulder width and then lift it up to the maximum contraction point. And you will know the maximum contraction point when you do the exercise yourself because everyone is different. And when I say maximum contraction point, you got to lift it up until you get to around your lower chest. That's a maximum contraction point. Upright rows are known to cause injury, but you guys are safe because you're doing it with dumbbells. If you do it with barbells, your wrists are locked into one position, but with dumbbells, you're freely moving your wrists. Now let's move on to rear delts. Now I can only give you guys one exercise to do with dumbbells. The other one will be with ropes. If you guys have dumbbells, I'm guessing you guys have access to a machine with ropes attached to it. This is easy to find at any gym, so you guys don't have to worry about it. So the first exercise I'm going to recommend that you guys do is rear dumbbell flies. This exercise is good to do seated. This is because you guys will isolate your rear delts a lot better this way. Make sure you guys go really light on this exercise. I go from around 2.5 to 4 kg and I'm an intermediate lifter. So if you guys are beginners, which I know most of you guys are, you guys need to drop the ego and go very light on this exercise. A major mistake I see people making with this exercise is that they bend their elbows too much or they bend their elbows too little. Make sure you guys find a nice balance suited to you. Now I can't exactly tell which angle is the best for everyone because everyone's body is different, but make sure you guys trial and error and find the best angle that suits you. Also make sure you guys don't lift too fast because the weight is light. The key is to control the weight and increase the time under tension as well. The second exercise I recommend you guys do is rope face pulls. When doing this exercise, make sure you guys adjust the height of the ropes to your face and not anywhere above or below. Also make sure your hands are positioned under the ropes and not over the ropes. Having your hands over the ropes causes internal rotation, which is not what we want, which causes injury. Again, make sure you guys pick a weight that's suitable for you. Make sure you guys don't go too heavy because it'll start incorporating other muscle groups, and don't go too light either. That will make the exercise look ridiculous as well. Okay, so that's how you guys basically get defined shoulders with dumbbells, but you guys know I go above and beyond for you guys, so I got some nutrition tips for you guys as well. In terms of nutrition, I recommend you guys eat at a caloric surplus. No matter how many exercises you guys do, if you guys don't eat at a caloric surplus, you guys will not gain muscle. When I say surplus calories, it means eating more calories than you burn. You can easily keep track of this by first finding out your maintenance calories and then adding 200 to 300 calories on top of that. You calculate your maintenance calories by going on any TDE calculator online. Then you keep track of all those calories to an app called MyFitnessPal, which is a free food tracker available on the App Store and on the Play Store. So if you have an iPhone or an Android, you can download it and utilize that as well. The other thing is that you guys should eat an adequate amount of protein to grow. If you guys do everything in this video right except for this, you guys would not get defined shoulders. In terms of how much protein, I recommend you guys eat 1.4 grams of protein per pound of body weight. If you guys are 15% body fat or lower. If you're higher than 15% body fat, I recommend you guys eat 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight. Generally, the leaner you are, the more protein that you need. And that's basically it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm. As always, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.